the official adventures of the Phantom. Who is the Phantom? Is he legend? In the tropical seas and jungles around the Indian Ocean, they say there is a place called Eden, a jungle hideaway where a strange man lives, and where his father and his father before him lived. He is called by the natives the Ghost Who Walks. Some call him the Phantom, but all know him to be the sworn enemy of evil. Here is the story of the Astronaut and the Pirates, an adventure of the Phantom. In his jungle retreat, the Phantom and his native friend Guran listen to the radio.
In case you've just tuned in, we're in the final countdown of what is hoped will be mankind's first orbit around the moon. In these last few seconds before blastoff, all stages are go. Colonel Nelson, strapped inside his rocket, is all set. The count is now 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
What a feeling it must be, eh, Guran?
Who wants to go to the moon?
A perfect liftoff, and everything is going as planned. The astronaut's capsule is now separated and is speeding into its first orbit.
The idea of exploring space doesn't excite you, Guran?
I like this place.
If the rest of the world was like this place, we'd be in good shape, wouldn't we?
Meanwhile, not very far from the Phantom's Isle of Eden, a modern-day pirate ship cruises into an uncharted tropical lagoon.
Steady as she goes.
Aye, aye, sir.
Stop both engines.
Aye, sir.
Drop anchor.
Drop anchor, you swabs. Aye, aye, sir. It's a real thick jungle over there, Captain.
No sign of life, though, eh?
But you can never be sure, sir.
Well, we'll go ashore in the small boat and take a look around. This might make a good hideaway for us.
Captain Scragg, you see something?
I must have a touch of the sun. Look along the beach.
Wait, it's crazy. I mean, I think I'm seeing a lion playing with an antelope.
That don't make any kind of sense.
But by glory, that's what we're looking at, Captain.
I don't like this. It's not natural.
Over to the right, Captain. Another antelope standing there looking at us. It's not even scared.
You've got your rifle. Shoot it. We'll have roast antelope for supper. Take good aim, Connor. Don't miss.
I won't miss. What in tarnation?
Back to the ship. We're surrounded by savages.
It happened in a split second. As the pirate mate took aim with his rifle, something struck the rifle, a dart from a native blowgun, and a score of pygmies watched the two pirates row back to the steamer. Meantime, not too far away, the Phantom was listening to his radio.
There is no question about the astronaut's successful orbit of the moon. We know he has circled it, but we have lost radio contact with it. All tracking stations around the world are trying to make contact with Colonel Nelson.
What do you think has happened?
Let's hope it's nothing serious.
Ladies and gentlemen, a report from the tracking station in northern Australia. Colonel Nelson's capsule was hit by a meteor in space. There is no further word as yet.
Well, that's bad.
Something bad here, too.
Yes, the drums.
A message for you from the pygmies.
Strangers. With guns. Is that what you make out?
Some men from a ship with guns.
We don't want any men with guns in this part of the world. I'll get on over there. You stay with the radio.
Mounted on his magnificent white horse, Hero, the Phantom races along jungle trails toward the village of his pygmy friends. Meantime, Scragg, the pirate chief, sits in his smoky cabin with his henchman, Connor. They are listening to the end of a radio broadcast.
As the whole world waits in suspense, we can only hope that the astronaut in his space capsule will somehow, somewhere, make his re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere.
Turn that thing off.
Those drums are still at it, Captain.
Yeah. I don't think we're too popular. We'd be crazy to go ashore again. Let's go up on deck and get some air.
Meantime, concealed by jungle foliage, the Phantom and the Pygmy Chief witness a startling thing.
By all that's wonderful.
What is that thing come down from sky?
A parachute. A parachute lowering a space capsule. He's safe. Colonel Nelson's safe.
That thing come down near pirate ship.
Siwawa, this is very important. We need a war canoe. Contact the Wambisi. Tell them to get here as fast as possible with a war canoe. The capsule's splashing down now. Hurry, Siwawa. It's him, the astronaut. Connor, what a stroke of luck. What a bonanza for us. Look, the capsule port door is opening. That's him. Connor, by glory, we've got ourselves a fortune. Lower a boat and get him aboard, and then haul that capsule aboard.
Aye, aye, sir.
Welcome, Colonel Nelson. Welcome aboard. Sit down and make yourself comfortable.
Sure. Sit down, Connor.
Thanks. I tell you this, I'm glad I came down inside of you fellows.
Oh, so are we, Colonel. Right, Connor? Right?
Oh, right, Captain Scragg.
Well, me and my first mate here, we were just wondering how much the first man to go around the moon and back would fetch in the open market.
What?
You have a lot of valuable information and a lot of very valuable data inside that capsule. Colonel, you're a living gold mine.
Why, you pair of unscrupulous...
Get him, Connor! Better tie our guest up, Connor, before he comes to.
Ashore in the jungle, the Phantom waits impatiently for the arrival of the Wambisi war canoe. He has already guessed what use the pirates will make of their astronaut prisoner. He watches helplessly as he sees the pirate ship moving slowly out to sea.
What's your course, Mr. Connor?
East by east to point north, Captain.
Well, that'll do it. Steady as she goes.
Steady she is, sir. Oh, Captain, you'll be taking a big risk.
No risk. Nobody's going to arrest me. Not while we hold that astronaut guy.
Oh, you got nerve, Captain.
They call me the scourge of these seas, don't they? It takes nerve to get a reputation like that, don't it? What are we doing?
Only 8 knots, Captain. The engines need repaired.
Well, the mainland's not far. We should sight Malagana by 4 a.m.
Meantime, the Wambisi war canoe finally arrives at the Pygmy village. The Phantom and the Pygmy Chief Zawawa get into the big craft, and the canoe is paddled swiftly out into the tropical night and eastward toward Malagana, the nearest port.
Why you think this pirate fellow go to Malagana?
He's going to ransom the astronaut. Chances are he'll contact the nearest American consul. And judging by the slowness of that pirate ship, it won't get there much before we do.
Towards dawn, in the office of the American consul at Malagana.
Yes, come in. Excuse me, sir, there's a man here. He claims he has news of Colonel Nelson. I have an idea he means it. I think he's Captain Scragg, the pirate.
He has the audacity to come here. Send him in, and do not notify the police. Not yet.
Very wise man, that's what you are, Mr. American Consul. Tell this fellow to beat it.
Leave us alone, Roberts. All right, Scragg. What's on your mind?
Well, I've got this astronaut fellow all trussed up like a turkey.
You mean Colonel Nelson? Where? Aboard your ship? Where's your ship?
My ship won't be found in a hurry, and I wouldn't try finding it if you want this astronaut alive.
Where's your proof that you do have the astronaut?
Yeah. This is his helmet. It's got his name on it. So this is the deal. $10 million. I'll give you 12 hours to get that much money together. And I'll be back in just 12 hours. And don't have anybody follow me.
Aboard the Wambisi war canoe, the Phantom scans the shoreline of Malagana. The canoe glides almost silently through the smooth waters of the purple dawn.
Scragg would anchor somewhere along here.
Dead Man Creek, maybe.
That's a beam of us. Tell the Wambisi to head for the creek.
A Mayahuna.
The Wambisi war canoe, concealed behind jungle vegetation growing in the water close to the shore of the hidden creek, is now motionless. The Wambezi warriors stare toward the pirate ship anchored 200 yards away. The pygmy chief Sawawa and the Phantom sit there in the canoe, watching the dirty hulk of the pirate ship.
It's no use trying to run this canoe over there. We'd be seen. There'd be gunplay.
Too many shark in water.
I know. The only way to get aboard that ship is to swim.
Sharks pretty hungry in the morning.
That's why I'm going alone.
That's why I go with you.
So you're a good fellow.
That's why I go with you.
No, not this time.
This time, like all time, I go with you.
Very well. Stay close to me. And carry your knife in your teeth. Come on.
The shark-infested waters seem to come alive on one side of the two swimmers, and at least a dozen man-eating sharks cut through the water to attack the Phantom and Sawawa. The Phantom braced himself, gripping his knife.
Leave the first one to me.
Look out!
The Phantom and the leading shark were locked in a death struggle. Strangely, the other sharks held back as if to await the outcome. Now there was blood on the surface of the water, and the sharks moved in a little closer, and then, as though by signal, they closed in on their prey, fighting each other to get their teeth into their dead comrade. Swiftly, the Phantom and Sawawa swam away from the grisly scene, toward the pirate ship.
You still great shark fighter.
Save your breath. There may be others. Well, I don't think anybody aboard has seen us.
See the anchor chain?
Yes. We can climb up the chain. Try not to make any sound. But let's get aboard quickly. Come on. What do you think, Colonel? $10 million. That's a pretty penny. A man could retire with just half that, couldn't he?
Come on, Colonel. Answer the captain. You're supposed to be an officer and a gentleman. You're supposed to be polite. Especially seeing you're some kind of hero going around the moon the way you did.
Trouble is, Colonel, if you never show up, nobody's going to believe you did it. Say something, you swab.
He thinks he's too good to talk to us, Captain.
I'm not so sure he'll ever get back alive, even when we get the money for him.
Hey, look, we're being boarded!
What's going on deck?
Get hold of them and bring them to me. Mr. Connor, go see what's going on.
Aye, Captain.
Sawawa the pygmy, possessing the strength of a tiger plus a few tricks, had already accounted for 2 of the pirates. The Phantom, with the strength of 10 world champions, pitted himself against 7 of the crew until one by one, they either dropped unconscious or fled into hiding. As the first mate, Connor, waving a gun, rushed in.
Hey, what are you, some comic opera character? I'll blast you off you. You called me a swab.
Drop that gun or I'll
Okay, okay. I didn't mean any harm, mister.
Now, where's the astronaut? Speak up.
Amidships, in the captain's cabin.
Sawawa, pick up this fellow's gun and keep an eye on things. It's too quiet. What's happened?
I think you're in trouble, Scrag.
Shut up! You get this. If I'm in trouble, so are you. You're my hostage, so keep that in mind, unless you want to bug. What in the name of... Hold it, whoever you are. Hold her out! Drop that gun. I'll drop you, you...
Colonel Nelson, I presume?
Yes, sir.
And I'm deeply in your debt. Whoever you are.
Who I am is not important. So let's get you untied and put you ashore. You will have to notify the authorities about this pirate ship.
But who are you?
Who was he? In the jungle, they called him the Ghost Who Walks. Others called him the Phantom. When a United States destroyer reached the pirate ship, and even as radio was telling the world,
the American astronaut has been found. It is now confirmed that Colonel Nelson, the first man to orbit the moon,
that the American hero had been rescued.
Please stand
The
by.
big Wambezi war canoe was taking the Phantom back to his own jungle paradise, where men and animals had, through the generations, learned to live in peace with each other.